Hello, everyone. I started the live 1 second early to make sure that the internet would cooperate. How are all of you doing? Tracy, you should definitely go walk the dog, but then come back. The dogs are the most important. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. It's so nice to be able to actually talk to you in real time and interact. I'm really, really excited. How was everyone's day? Hello, hello. I know so many of your names. I read all of your comments, so I know a lot of your names. Hello, Monique. Hello, Angie. Hello, Tina, Kathy, Latoya. You guys are all too kind. Again, please, everyone, tell me how your day was. I spent the day looking for marble for the guest room. What did you guys do? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all of that, guys. Thank you so much. So in preparation for this, I don't know if you guys saw, but I did ask you all to leave your questions. So I think what I'm gonna do is kind of just go through the questions. I looked at all of them, obviously, and a lot of them apply to a lot of different people. So I feel like that would be the best way to start. And then I'll head back over to the live chat and answer some questions. But a lot of you seem to have the same questions, so I thought that we could just start there. But let's just wait for a few minutes first for other people to show up. Full day of Zoom grad school. Yes, everything is inside now, but I hope that you took some time to go outside, go for a walk, and decompress. Thank you so much. Was I successful finding marble? I was not successful. So we want to put marble in this fireplace that we found on Facebook Marketplace, and I actually dropped a whole slab of marble in my hand today. It was a bad time. So I think what we're gonna just end up doing is have a piece delivered. We wanna do something black with really intricate white veining, but we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. Hello in Trinidad, hello. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, these are my new glasses. I just needed something with bigger lenses so that I could see better. Angie, I am so happy that the numbers are down. Thank you so much for doing that work in a COVID unit. We really, really appreciate that. Again, everyone do your part, wear a mask, wash your hands, and do your best to stay safe. How do you make a PlayStation look chic? Well, the first thing that I'd say is get a closed media cabinet. Open media cabinets are really, really difficult to use because everything has to look beautiful all the time. So just do something that is closed where you can do the wires around the back. And if the wood isn't too thick, the connection should be fine even when you're actively playing the game. But let's head over to the questions. And I'm just going to go through them again. A lot of people had very similar questions, so I think that that is a great way to start. So the first question by Kristen was, how do you decorate around a non-wall mounted television? Is this a question that applies to everyone? I feel like everyone is always wondering what to do around the television. You guys always make fun of me because I don't have a TV in my living room. But, TVs are practical. Watch TV. If that's something that you want to have in your living room, that's totally fine. I think that my number one tip would be to not do too much decor. I think you're naturally inclined to want to fill up that media console because there's so much empty space, but the TV is kind of what we're here to say. You don't want to put anything in front of the TV where that you can't actually use it, right? If we're going to buy it, if we're going to spend all that money on a TV, we need to make sure that we can use it. So what I like to do is actually kind of concentrate my decor on either side of the media cabinet. So I don't put anything right in the middle that would kind of obstruct your sight. So maybe something on one side and the other, or maybe I just stick to one side. And what I like to do is either a few books with candles on top or remotes on top, something really practical. Or I kind of like to stagger vases, one that's a little bit taller, one that's shorter, different textures, maybe same color or something to that effect. Just keep it really nice and simple. It's a media console. It doesn't need to be all that exciting. Thank you, guys. Thank you. No, please don't break your boyfriend's PlayStation. That's not a good thing to do. They are expensive. Thank you. Thank you. You've also seen people Velcro their Wi-Fi apparatus to the back of their TV. Yes, that is also super smart. I think it just depends on like how like hands-on you want to be. There are lots of different things you can do to hide your devices and stuff like that, but it's all about, do your walls have the strength to do so? Do you have like those handyman, handywoman skills? And if it's worth that to you. Planning to buy a rug. Please, quick tip. So I actually just made a video about this on Instagram, but make sure that you get a rug that is appropriate for your space. People tend to get rugs that are way too small. So if you're in a living room, you want to get a rug that is large enough for all of your furniture to partially sit on it. You could even do one where all of your furniture can sit on it, but it does get a little bit tricky, right? Because you also don't want your rug to like touch the walls, because that's also bad. So that's like my main living room tip. It's all about things being in proportion to one another. What did you decide to do with the wall in your bedroom? Hi everyone. Hi Bonnie. Hi Sarah. Thank you so much. Thank you. What did we decide to do with the wall in our bedroom? So we painted it black, and there's just some like picture ledges in there because that's where all of my coffee table books are. So I like to do a lot of my design like in my bedroom, just like sitting comfortably, like talking to my wife and stuff like that. So I keep all those books for me to actually reference in there. And that's where my big computer is. I have a laptop and obviously a big computer. So that's where that sits. I need a ceiling fan, but I want a chandelier in my bedroom. Any suggestions? So what I will say is that I do not support like the chandelier fan combo situation. I think that they can get really expensive and they aren't the most aesthetically pleasing. So what I like to say as a good compromise is maybe you get like a fan that could sit on a table or something like that, and then you also put up a chandelier. IKEA actually has that new like air purifier. You can also get like little fans that are a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Like I got like a Dyson one on sale at Target for like $150 once, which is expensive, but obviously for the quality, that's kind of worth it. And it kind of just sits on a table. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it would allow us to have a beautiful chandelier at the same time. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Can you do a video on tableware and dinnerware, modern versus farmhouse? I'm aiming for modern, but the ones I like are giving me farmhouse. Yeah, I can totally do a video on that. I think that you can mix your styles. That's one of the main questions I got. How do you mix styles? It's all about buying things that you really love. My grandma actually says this all the time. She says, Kiva, just buy the things you love and like the design will come together. And I really, truly believe that. I mean, come up with a color scheme maybe and trying to rein in if you're trying to do rainbow, but otherwise you can combine all the styles. It'll just be a new style, but it represents you and your family. And I think that that's perfect. Whew, the questions are coming in. Sorry, I'm going to try and catch them all. What are your favorite coffee table books, Kiva? I like the AD book. I think it's just really cool to look at. I think AD has a ton of eclectic design, and I think it's a really good resource for that. I also really love the white book because, one, it's white, so it like looks nice with my decor, but also it just has really nice like neutral interiors in there, and you guys know I love black and white, so I'm a little biased there, but I would honestly say just buy coffee table books that you really love. You can always just get like normal books that you actually read and put them on the table instead. How long have you and your wife been married? So we've only been married for about 6 months, but we've been together for like 10 years, a super long time. We just decided one day it was time to get married, so we did it. Thank you, Sharonda. Thank you so much. Okay, this question is a really fun one. How do you balance function with design and aesthetics? I think it depends on like kind of where you are in your life. I think like if you have kids and stuff like that, I think get a lot of furniture that is closed and has a lot of storage. So it is aesthetically pleasing, but you can put a ton of stuff in there. I think just having as much storage as possible is the best way to do things without like over cluttering your space with furniture. And that's what closets are for and stuff like that. But again, the way that you actually live is the most important thing because it's your home, right? So it needs to be conducive to your lifestyle. It can't always be, this beautifully staged space. What I like to tell people, if you have a large home, that is kind of what like your formal living room is for, right? That's the place that we decorate and we make it all nice and fancy, and then we live everywhere else in the home. So there's one room where we can live like our interior design dreams, and otherwise we're just like being human. Is 3 lamps in the bedroom too many? I think it totally depends on the size of the bedroom. That's what I'll say about that. I'd have to see it to really form a true judgment on it. You need the IKEA air purifier review, worth it. So I've almost done the guest room, so that's where it's gonna go, and then I'll see if it actually really does its job. I haven't really used it too much yet, but I will keep you updated for sure. Guys, you guys are amazing. All the questions are coming in. I'm trying to catch them, but then a new one pops up, so please bear with me. Please share the sizes of the frames on the gallery wall. So all of the images on my gallery wall are from IKEA, the frames. I haven't finished the gallery wall quite yet, but again, I wanted to give you a realistic house update. So there's one that is, there are a few that are 24 by 36. There's 19 and 3/4 by like 27 and a quarter, something to that effect. And then 16 by 20 and then 8 by 8. Those are all the frames that I had. IKEA, the Scatterby frames are like the largest one that you can get like affordably. So that's kind of what I shaped the entire gallery wall around. If you weren't a YouTube designer, which we love, would you change your furniture as often? Yes. So I've always changed my furniture. As a kid, I was always moving around my bed. My grandma was so annoyed by it because I was always lugging something around and like hurting my back. I just really love moving around furniture and making our house look beautiful. I actually like have had several renditions of this house before, like I was a YouTuber. If you go back on my YouTube channel, there are videos that like no one has ever watched, which is totally okay, that I uploaded just for myself. We have like a farmhouse rendition, a bohemian, the whole 9 yards. I just really like furniture and rearranging stuff. What are your thoughts on maximalism in home decor? I think maximalism is great. I think it is really aesthetically pleasing. I personally find it really difficult to live with. I actually grew up in a maximalist home, so my grandma has stuff everywhere. There's so much color, there's so much texture, there's so much stuff. And I kind of feel like there's not enough space to live. I think having like a really minimal home is like conducive to productivity for me. But I think that they look nice. It's all about, can you actually live with all of that? I think when you have like pets and kids who are running around, I don't think it's very practical. Do you leave your toothbrushes out? So I do leave my toothbrush out because it's just like in our master bag. No one like sees that. But if it were in a room that other people could see, I probably would tuck them away, but I probably wouldn't be too inclined to do so all of the time. Have you heard of the company Rove Concepts? Yes, I have heard of Rove Concepts. I actually source furniture from there for my clients all the time, and they seem really satisfied with it. I personally haven't ordered from there, but I read the reviews all the time, and people seem to really like it. They have a lot of modern furniture, and I think the furniture kind of ranges. Some things are really affordable, and other things are on the expensive side, but I think that's great because you can still achieve that design aesthetic affordably. Is it best to decorate the coffee table or the TV console? I think it's best to decorate the coffee table. I think, again, the TV console has the TV on there. The TV needs to be kind of like the focal point of that area, in my opinion. And the coffee table is a great place to decorate because it's something people are looking at and gathering around all the time. What I say to people, if they find like decorating a coffee table like too clutterful, that's not a word, but I made it up. If it's too cluttered for them, what I say is do all of your coffee table decor on a tray and then take the tray off of the table, you know, when it's kind of in your way, so you can have that decor when you want it, but it's also really easy to kind of like get it out of the way. What color bed goes with hunter green accent wall? I'm inclined to say white. I think you could also do like a really nice wooden color, just like a true wood, not like a gray wood or anything like that. Why are ceiling fans so unpopular with designers? I can't speak for any other designers. I actually am just saying that like for myself. I just don't have them in my home because like it didn't come with them. There's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like I don't like a ceiling fan combined with a chandelier because I think it just like is too much going on. Do you continue to do real estate? So I actually went to school for biochemistry, and one of my plans was to do real estate. I'm also going to medical school, but in between that, I really wanted to explore real estate, but of course COVID happened, so I didn't end up doing that. So I just continued doing like scientific research, and then my plan ultimately is go to medical school, but you know, design is also something that I've stumbled into and I really, really enjoy. So for right now, that's my plan, but obviously my degree is in science just in case I ever decide to do that again. Hi, KB, love your channel. Where do you get those lovely vessels behind you? These are weathered urns from Restoration Hardware. Yeah, I think the 3-color rule is definitely flexible. Again, it's your home. So if you want to have a ton of colors, have a ton of colors. I feel like if you try to get too stuck in like fulfilling rules, then you're going to be dissatisfied with your space. Hi, what do you think about a small lamp on the kitchen counter and a bathroom counter? I don't necessarily think that you should put a small lamp on the kitchen counter, just because I think you need that space really. I think you could like maybe change out your lighting, your overhead lighting. Maybe you could do like a cool white light, which tends to be a little bit more jarring if you're struggling with lighting. But I don't necessarily think that that's what you should do. I feel like you could do like a light on the counter in a powder room if it's a big enough one, but hello, 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 everyone. How come most homes don't show their dish racks? What is your suggestion for a chic dish rack that's actually functional? So Noelle, to be completely honest, I do not use a dish rack just because I really don't have enough counter space for it. But I think IKEA has actually a lot of dish racks that I think are aesthetically pleasing. They have some that are great, and I think black as well. They also have lots of like wall mounted dish racks that have like a sort of drain situation. So I feel like something like that would be fine. I don't think dish racks are necessarily like ugly. I think they just like take up much needed counter space because I don't know anyone who has too much counter space. Can I put a rug over a carpeted room? You definitely can. Just make sure that the rug that you put on top is smaller, obviously, so that they don't look, just directly stacked on one another, and try to switch up the texture and the color. Is it okay to paint a small room in a dark color? So I think it's okay to do so. I think it will make that small room feel even smaller. So if you do decide to do that, I think definitely get some additional lighting in there, but it can be a really, really like fun look. I think dark colors look really fun in powder rooms because you don't need the bathroom to be like massive. So you get to do the dark fun color, but you're not like sacrificing space in a space where, every little centimeter inch counts. You guys come for me for talking quickly, but I feel like it's helping. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you have a dresser along with a work desk in a typical apartment-sized bedroom? I think we're in really non-traditional times. I think if that is what works best for you, I think that that's what you should do. I would say that maybe you could get a desk that has like a glass top or like an acrylic top, something that is see-through so it looks like less space is being occupied. I think that that's better because it helps a room feel less cluttered. You could also do one of those wall-mounted desks too if you don't need to use it all the time, and that's a really great option as well. Are accent walls a dated trend? I mean, I think that accent walls can look really nice. Again, I think like trends are overrated. Obviously, I give my feedback on them as like a designer here on YouTube, but I think you should do whatever it is you like. I like accent walls. I think it's really nice to mix up color, but in the interior design world, I would say that like accent walls are over. I think people are kind of saying that like just paint the entire room that color, but that's not feasible for everyone. I want you to do an accent wall that really works with your design decision. I would say like find inspiration images on Pinterest or in magazines and make sure you're really confident with it, and make sure that you're choosing a color that, again, isn't going to make the room feel too small. And as long as you do that, I think you're good to go. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up today. It means everything to me. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend some time with me. What's your favorite pastime besides DIY and design? I really, really like rocks. I really like geology. I really like paleontology. Those are like my secret passions in life. Those are things that bring me tons of joy. We do live here in Pittsburgh, so we do have like the Carnegie Museum, and we get to see all of those cool things all the time. So I find that super duper fun and fascinating. Yes, if we could travel and stuff now, that's what we'd be doing. I'd make Babe, go with me to the desert and look at some rocks and analyze them together. I want to buy a circular marble dining table. Good investment, or you think it will go out of style? I think it may go out of style, but I think if you really like it, it's worth it. I think that they can be really expensive, and you need to make sure that it's actually marble, because a lot of things on online say they are actually made of marble, and it's just like marble, like faux marble or something to that effect, and they're still like charging you comparable prices. So just make sure to read the fine print if you're gonna go for that. I'd say maybe get like a really basic wooden table that has some intricate legs, some intricate detailing, so that if your design style does change, you don't feel like you've wasted a ton of money. So maybe get cool chairs instead of investing in a marble table. What's a good entry point DIY design project for newbies? I think painting something is a really good way to get introduced to like DIY projects. The first like major DIY project we did was actually painting our kitchen cabinets, and it felt like the largest project in the world at the time, but I think it was really great. And I'll be honest, like we didn't do the best job. I'm definitely gonna fix it soon, but I think it gave me the confidence to be like, okay, like I can do this, I can figure this out. I think with YouTube and just like the internet and like all of the amazing books in the world, we can really teach ourselves to do a lot of things. So I think that's a great place to start. Start with something that's like important to you or something you're really excited about, because I think it makes you more motivated to like learn how to do it correctly. Hi, what's your opinion on having two different color kitchen cabinets? I can't decide between white or espresso. So I was thinking about one on the top or one on the bottom. I think that two-tone cabinets are actually really cool. Again, always do like the lighter color on top, because you never want to make like anything close to the ceiling feel dark unless like you're going all dark, because it'll make the space feel smaller. I've never necessarily seen white and espresso, so I would probably look that up and see if it has been done successfully before. Of course, you can do anything new that you want to do, but I think seeing other people do it gives you a little bit more confidence. But I see like white and black all the time, and I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. I actually have a client who's doing like white and like a navy blue right now, and I think that that is also going to look incredible. How do you decide to be an interior designer? So like I said, I actually went to school to be a scientist, and I really enjoyed that, and that was super fun. And it actually just all happened kind of because of COVID. I started kind of filming my projects, and it kind of just like turned into something on YouTube, and now it's what I like to do all day long. So I think it kind of just happened. But if interior design is something that you're interested in, again, reach out to people to intern and get experience and ask questions. You can ask me questions. You can ask anyone on YouTube questions. I know that everyone is always happy to answer. How is the bed compared to the Sleep Number? Are you talking about my bed, or are you talking to somebody else in the comments? My bed is actually one from Amazon, and we actually went back and forth between getting an Amazon bed, the Tempur-Pedic, and the Sleep Number. I actually heard that the Sleep Number kind of, there can be some problems with like airflow and like bacteria and stuff like that. So I was kind of worried about that. Tempur-Pedic is great. My Amazon mattress is also really good. I don't regret the purchase. And I like sat on every mattress in every furniture store for months before deciding. Is there an IKEA sofa you would recommend for a family room? Yes. So I would recommend the IKEA Kivik. It is definitely on the more modern side, but I actually have tons of clients who have kids who have that sofa, and they find it really comfortable because there's a lot of area to sit. It's really low profile, and people tend to get like the anthracite, which is dark in color, so that all the stains and stuff, you kind of don't notice them as much. And what I really like about IKEA furniture with kids is that everything is slip covered, so you can take it off, you can spot clean it, or you can put it in the laundry. I don't know if that's going to work, but you could in theory put it in the laundry, and it's a good way to deal with that. Hello, hello, hello. I just bought a condo. How do I decorate from scratch? So first of all, Alexis, congratulations. I think first of all, get the things in there that you absolutely need, and they don't have to be like the best things ever. And I feel like that's not something that designers always say, but like if you need like a fold-up table, get the fold-up table. Do what you got to do to like get like your routine in, because moving into a space that's completely bare can be like really overwhelming, and you kind of feel like out of place. So get, you know, the basics in there, and then I think start with whichever room you're going to occupy the most. That tends to be the bedroom, so get a bed in there, and then figure out your design style. Look on Pinterest, look on YouTube, look in books, find your design style, and then create a mood board. Figure out, you know, what elements you want to bring together, and then start purchasing, and do it slowly, because furnishing a new home can be really, really expensive, so just take your time. Did I go to Midtown? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. What are some alternative uses of a dining room space that you can think of? So a lot of people like to turn their like formal dining room into like a study or a sitting room. People do that all the time. I think those are really good ways to use that dining space if you don't need a formal dining area. What did you do before you became a designer? So I actually was just in college, so that's what I was doing before. Thank you, everyone, so much. Again, I appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to speak with me here. What affordable sectionals can you recommend? So my favorite two sectionals right now that I have been like looking at and analyzing, if you will, is the Harmony modular sofa from West Elm. I know that they're really struggling with delivery times right now, but it is a really high quality sofa, and you kind of get like that cloud look or the modular look, but it's not too fluffy. So if you have like arthritis, if you are like on the older side and you kind of struggle with standing, you get that really nice modular look, but it's easier to stand up from, which I think is really great. I also really like the Lounge 2 sectional from Crate & Barrel. It's very comfortable. It comes in a myriad of colors, and again, it's just affordable, and that's one of the things that's most important to me, and it comes in so many different configurations. Hi, Kiva. Where can I find a really good 9x12 affordable rug? So one of my go-to places for rugs is Rugs USA because they're all super affordable. Just read the reviews. So the number one rug that I recommend is their off-white braided area rug. Go look it up. If you have a gray sofa, if you have a blue sofa, if you have mid-century modern design, if you have glam design, even honestly, if you have modern design and black and white aren't your like main colors, that rug will be perfect. They also have a rug called the Tribal Medallion Area Rug. It's just amazing. It comes in, again, several different colors. So if you're eclectic, if you're farmhouse something, there's a color that will work for you. And I think it's a really great option. You can also get rugs on Wayfair. I will be honest, I haven't had the best experience because I feel like most of their rugs are printed. And I don't love that because I want to be able to feel the texture if I'm staring at it all day long. Someone just asked, have you always been able to trust your interior design interviewers, or did it take time to be confident in knowing what looked good? So the 100% truthful answer is it took me a ton of time. It took me a ton of time. Even now, I second guess myself. Even when like I draw the plans, I do the rendering, sometimes I'm not 100% confident with what I'm doing, and that's okay. I feel like it shows that you care about something if you feel a little bit uneasy, if you feel nervous about it. I think get in as many houses as you can, create as many mood boards, do as many renderings as you can, and just get that experience. And I also feel like when you're working like with friends and family and they're not paying you and you're like giving your time for free, you feel like less bad, I guess, if you like do something that isn't perfect on the first try. And especially when you're working with family and friends, they can give you some constructive feedback to know like what you could have done better, how you could have captured like their design vision better, something to that effect. So Marie asked, would you suggest painting a brick wall in a family room? I feel like it depends on the home. If it's an old home and you're not going to be there for a while and it has like a lot of history to it, I probably wouldn't paint it. I'd probably keep it as is and just kind of switch up your decor. But you could always whitewash something. I think that looks great. It kind of just switches like the design style of the home. That's all I really have to say there. What is What is your favorite RH location you've been to? I love the one in Atlanta. So I've only been to a few Restoration Hardware locations, the one in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the one in Lutherville, Maryland, the one here in Pittsburgh, and I think maybe one other one. I actually haven't been to too many Restoration Hardwares, obviously just because of the pandemic, and I didn't travel just to go to the store, but maybe one day I will. That sounds super fun to me. Karma, I'm so happy you got the exact rug you wanted from Pottery Barn on Wayfair. I'd love to hear that. The Lux look for less, everyone. What software do you use for design? Stephanie, thank you for that question. So I use a lot of different softwares. I use SketchUp. That is like one of the main softwares, but it can get expensive. So if you're trying to get into design, whether that just be like as a hobby or as in a career, a really good resource is homestyler.com. They do have a free version, and you can learn how to render and scale furniture and all of that good stuff in that software. That's exactly where I started. And honestly, I use that all the time actually in my design sessions because it helps me like lay out a room like really quickly, as opposed to SketchUp where I have to like really, build the house from the ground up. Maggie asked, will you ever do anything with a traditional style? Of course, I work with traditional clients all of the time. I think because of COVID, I just haven't been in many people's homes to like film that sort of stuff. But as things get better, as people are vaccinated, I will certainly share that content with you all. Hello, Miss Jenkins. Hello to Maryland. I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland, so I have a love for you all. Yes, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We went to college in Philadelphia, so we were in Cherry Hill all the time because Cherry Hill has a Wegmans, and Philadelphia proper does not have a Wegmans, and it was worth the drive. What is your opinion on makeup vanities and bedrooms? Again, all about practicality. I feel like that's the best place to put a makeup vanity. But I think they can be really pretty. I honestly like really ornate makeup vanities. I feel like go big or go home, you know? Can you explain how your virtual design sessions work? So I kind of tailor my design sessions to whatever my clients need. I think what I like to do is say, you know, thank you for welcoming me into your home. Let me know how I can help. It starts by you giving me like a tour of your space or showing me pictures of your space. And then you can ask your questions. I give my feedback. I kind of give suggestions on what kind of furniture I think you should put on this in the space, what you should do with your artwork, how you can tweak some things. And we kind of go from there. It's all about you. My main goal is to make interior design accessible. I want everyone to feel like they could be like, Kiva, like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I can afford. And I, you know, do my best to provide a safe space to do that. So that's what my virtual design session is. It's different for everyone. With some clients, we just focus on one wall and one room for the entire hour. With other clients, we do their entire home. It just depends. Any dupes for the Black RH French Contemporary Square side table? David Jones, I don't know one off the top of my head, but I do have like a list of all my dupes. So if I have one for that, I will post it somewhere for you to find. What are your thoughts on rugs in a home office? I like rugs in all of the rooms because I feel like they feel really nice on your feet. So I support them everywhere. I have a smaller bedroom and a pretty large closet. Should I put my desk in my closet? London, I think it totally depends on like your clothing situation. If you feel like you have ample storage for all of your clothing, you could definitely put your desk in the closet. But if not, I don't necessarily recommend it because closet space is definitely valuable, especially if you have a tall closet, because we could always put some additional shelves in there or something like that to really use that vertical space. So I think it depends. Send me a picture on Instagram and I'll let you know. What do you think about brass kitchen hardware with brown? So I don't actually mind it. I think that brown and brass go together really well. I think make sure to get like a true brass, more so like an antique brass, not like a yellowy sort of brass situation. Yes, Bella61567. That is a great idea. I will definitely share more about how my virtual design sessions work. I'm actually like making a website and doing all that stuff where all that information will be for you guys so soon. I'm super excited about that. And she was one of my first clients ever, and she's amazing, and I really appreciate her support. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Tony, how would you style a dark wood built-in bookshelf? So because it's dark wood, I probably put some lighter things in there, establish some contrast, put the books that you use and the things that you use on there, and also some decorative accents. I think bookshelves are also a really good opportunity to introduce like memorabilia. So like if you're on the cover of a magazine, if you have, you know, like a snow globe or something like that that has some value to you, that's where you put it. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being up at 4:30 a.m. to watch me from Dubai. That means everything to me. I really, really appreciate that. Trinity, you did boho and you're not feeling that anymore. What should you spend your money on for your living room? So it depends on your furniture. So if you have like neutral base furniture, the only thing you really need to change is your decor. And that's why I recommend that in all of my like Luxe Look for Less videos. Get furniture that can work for every design style so that the only thing that you have to replace when you change your mind is the decorative accents, the wall art, because that stuff is so much more affordable than buying a sofa. Amber asked, how do you break up loving so much white but not wanting to overdo it on white couch, white walls, etc.? What I'd say is probably actually don't do white walls in a situation like that if you really like white furniture. And I mean, if you like all white, you like all white. I think white, like throw in some black, throw in some gray, throw in one color. If you have to have white everything, like lean into abstract expressionist art where there's like a ton of color and kind of let that stand out. And then also add like colorful accents like your pillows, your throws, stuff like that. So if you want the white furniture, you could have colorful accents. But I think what I did is I thought I loved black and white. And I think I started with like the showroom look because like that was what I could I had something to work off of, and then I slowly developed my own style and figured out what works for me. Thank you so much, Nikki. I really appreciate that. I can't wait to see them in your space. Hello, Jennifer. Hello from outside of Philly. Can you give tips on mixing metals in decor? I think mixed metals that you like, mixed metals that are going to appear several times. So I'm not a huge fan of mixing metals where you just like have, rose gold thrown somewhere and then everything else is like antique brass. Like be consistent, mix it up all the way around and be confident with it. And it doesn't always have to be decorative accents. So maybe you could have like brass legs on your sofa, but then you have like a chrome or silver chandelier. That's a kind of way to mix it up instead of it being so jarring. London, how can I do a design session? So in the bio of all my videos and also in my bio on Instagram, you can find my link for design sessions, and I help everyone. Some people actually get on there with like their little kids sometimes and I talk to them, and other people, they're older and, we talk about their kids' room separate of that. I work with absolutely everyone. Again, it's all about making interior design affordable. I even work with like a lot of seniors who are kind of trying to figure out how to live now that they've had to downsize, now that they have like some mobility issues, things like that. How do I decorate a narrow entryway? Michelle, thank you so much for this question. And I'm trying to actually figure that out. I have a super narrow, awkward entryway and I haven't mastered it quite yet. So I'm going to make a video on that. And then that's where I'm going to answer your question. Tracy asks, how do you get kids' spaces to blend seamlessly with the other spaces in the house? So I think I'm naturally inclined to say like I don't, I think like kids deserve a space that's like colorful where they can be like really excited and all that good stuff. Now, if you don't want that, I think something that you can do is mirror the color scheme that you have everywhere else in the house in the kids' room. Of course, you have to have toys and you have to have labels, but I think it's all about color and texture. So just try to be consistent throughout. Obviously, a kid's room is going to be a little bit more juvenile, but I've seen tons of kids' rooms and I've done tons of kids' rooms that are like black, white, and gray, and there's color in the artwork and the toys, but not, too many other places. I would like to see more traditional Studio McGee style. Guys, Studio McGee style is my guilty pleasure. I love it. She is a fantastic designer and I love to see it. I just got to get into a house that wants to do that. I joke with my client in Michigan all the time. I'm like, one of these days, I'm just going to show up there instead of us having these virtual sessions. She has like the perfect Studio McGee house and it's going to come together one day. I know, but I love that style too. I will try to do more content like that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Advice on mirrored furniture. I used to love it. Now I cringe at the pieces I spent so much money on. I think that, mirrored furniture works sometimes. I feel like what happened with the glam design is that so many people bought like sets that were fully glam. So you had the glam bed, you had the mirrored bed, you had the mirrored side table, you had the mirrored mirror, you had the mirrored dresser. So maybe transition one of those things out or two of those things out. And I don't mean throw them away. We never throw away. We donate, we sell and offer up, we sell on Facebook Marketplace. We try to make a profit or something like that, or at least we get money that we can repurpose to the new thing. But you don't need to throw everything away. Just try to be smart about it and like get rid of the piece I think that makes you cringe the most and go from there. Baby Nico's mommy says, I'm loving your gallery wall. Where do you get the posters printed from Etsy? So I always get them at Walgreens. I'm a huge Walgreens fan because I think they have the best printing. What I do is I buy all of them on Etsy and then I always upload them online at home because when I do it online at home, I'm able to use the Honey app. And if you're not familiar with Honey, it's just like this browser extension that searches all the coupon codes. And so I always get like 50% off on my posters. So they become really affordable. Actually, Kiva, let's see more panda in the vessel. Charisse, that's so funny. I did put the panda in the vessel, you guys, and I 100% stand behind that. Shirley wants to know any suggestions on where to put moss. I think you can put moss anywhere. I love moss. I love moss. I think you can put it in a trough, you can put it in a bowl, you can put it in a tray. Another place to put moss, if you don't have any of those things, is to actually put it at the base of like a faux tree you had. So instead of seeing like that black rim that lets you know that it's plastic, put moss on there. It adds some more green, it adds some texture, it adds some dimension, and it fools people a little bit more into thinking that the tree is real. Karma wants to know, where can you find good drapery panels that aren't crazy expensive? I know people don't, 100% believe IKEA is the place. IKEA has some things that aren't great, but IKEA's curtains are amazing. They are amazing. The Lenda curtains are amazing. I have a list. I'll put the list somewhere so that you can see. They really do have good curtains, and they actually just came out with some that are to die for. So start there. If you don't want to start there, Pottery Barn has good curtains. They're a little bit more expensive, but they have good curtains. Restoration Harbor also has good curtains, and they aren't as expensive as you would necessarily think. I wanted a tufted bed frame, but I just thought about one of those coming to America moments with hair products. Yes, so I actually had one of those upholstered bed frames before, and I like put on lotion once, and it totally stained the bed frame. So I'm right there with you. I do have an upholstered bed frame now, but it's a performance fabric, so it doesn't matter what I get on it. It just comes off. So if you're gonna do something like that, if you're worried about that, get a really good fabric, and that should really help. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thoughts on double curtain rods? I like double curtain rods. I think it presents a good opportunity to have like the sheers and then like the more defined curtains be separate. I love that. Hi, what color coffee table with a gray sectional and what shape? I think it all depends on your style. I'd have to see. What I will say when people get sectionals is never to get like a rectangular coffee table if you're going to put chairs there too, because it looks really boxy and you can't maneuver the space well. I always say do a round coffee table, and if you're not open to round, then go to square, but definitely not a rectangle. What kind of mattress do you recommend? That's what Anna said. What I have to say is that everyone has like different mattress preferences. I love like mattresses that feel like rocks. So that's what I like. But I think you can find good mattresses just about everywhere. They have really good beds in a box. We have one of the Casper mattresses that we got from Target. They're even cheaper at Costco. Those are really nice. I have an Amazon mattress that we have now. It's memory foam, and I absolutely love it. I tried it at a friend's house once, thought it was a Tempur-Pedic, and he was like, no, I got it from Amazon. We bought it too, and it is amazing. I did break the mirror in our car trying to get it home from the FedEx store, but it was worth it. What is the color on your walls? Tara, the color on my wall is Worldly Gray by Sherwin-Williams. So this is a little fun fact here. So if you're doing like a new build or anything like that, or like you're dealing with like a contractor that's doing a ton of units, chances are they're getting like a special paint sort of situation, a really nice deal or something like that. So the paints that they get aren't always just like a traditional eggshell or satin or anything like that. So take a picture of the label of the paint can if they give it to you and take that to the store, or ask them where they got the paint from and then have them look up their account, because chances are it's a little bit different. That's something that actually happened here. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but that's useful information. What are your thoughts on wedding photos in the bedroom and a gallery wall in the living room? Is that too many? I think the best place for wedding photos is either a bedroom, a hallway, or a staircase, because I think it's just a little bit more personal. I think that that's fine. I think you would definitely do a gallery wall in the living room, but like don't do a gallery wall if you don't love that art. Don't get a generic gallery wall just because like you feel like that's the thing to do. You want the art to like resonate with you. You want to stand there and like stare at it all day long. So just think about that. What's Babe's favorite decor piece in the house? I've been waiting for this question. Thank you, Jacqueline. So Babe actually chose the sofas, you guys. Babe chose the Cloud Couch dupes. That was all her. It was actually a funny story. So we drove all the way to Cleveland to go to the Our House outlet, and we were looking for a sofa and we didn't find anything we wanted. So we popped over to Value City Furniture. I don't know if she had this planned or what it was. And she was like, look at this sofa that I found. And she was just like in love with it, and we got it. So that is her favorite piece in the house. Any DIY or home decor YouTubers that you've been watching? London, thank you for this question. So my all-time favorite DIY YouTuber is Home Renovision DIY. Like I fangirl over him all of the time. He is incredible. He is a contractor and he's so knowledgeable. Like he has like almost 2 million subscribers, and every time I ask him a question, he answers it. He makes DIY projects so accessible, and I think that that's so important because like DIY projects quite literally never go according to plan. And I think he shows that, and he's fantastic. So definitely check him out. I also love Lone Fox, of course, and McKenna. Amber, thank you for that question. When did you and your wife get married? So we got married September 25th, which was really excited. Yeah, we don't share that much, just like because of her job, and we're actually like really private people. Actually, for people who like do YouTube, but you do see more of Babe over on Instagram. She has helped me a lot of with the projects. We actually just painted the entire guest room, and she was amazing because she got on like our ladder and was like 16 feet in the air for so many hours. It was amazing. She is the best. Can you talk a little bit about your family? Yeah, I do come from an art family. So my grandma is an amazing artist. My grandmother is actually who raised me. And so we were doing art forever. We actually didn't have a TV in my home when we were growing up. We just like made art all the time. So my grandma's house is totally full of mosaics everywhere. Like there is not one bare wall. There's art everywhere. There are books everywhere. We did that together when I went to live with her. And I don't know, she just like made me be creative every Thursday. Actually, the Baltimore Museum of Art, I think it was called First Thursdays. They would invite kids there to do a little art project, and that's what we did every single Thursday. So she's amazing. I love her. Amber asks, what are your favorite designers on HGTV and those you follow on the gram? So I love Leanne Ford. Obviously, she's from Pittsburgh, and I just think she's really nice. I love the Property Brothers. I think they're so fun. I like want to be the Property Brothers, but I don't have a sibling, but it's like my goal in life. I really want to be like a design, like real estate duo with someone, but I don't have anyone to do that because my wife's going to be a doctor, which is amazing, obviously. But that means she can't do that with me. But I love those people on HGTV. On Instagram, I follow just like a lot of normal people on Instagram. There are a lot of just like normal people, self-taught people doing incredible things. I love Angela Rose Home. I love Frozen Drills. They just show that like women can do anything. And that's amazing because we weren't all taught that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, Ali, there's an Arhaus outlet in Cleveland, and it's massive. It's a massive warehouse. They have tons of great things. They always have tons of coffee tables, sofas, and I think it was rugs or light fixtures. Rosa, you just bought a farmhouse-style bedroom set. What accents can you add to get a more modern look? Just add things that have really sharp, clean lines. I think that's the best thing to do. Because it adds interesting shapes. I think if farmhouse to me sometimes mean like white and like natural wood tone, so add some black in there. That'll be a really nice contrast. And then add some greenery, add like a plant or something like that. I think that'll warm it up and make it a little bit more modern. Thank you, everyone. Do you ever feel guilty about switching your career plan? My 9 to 5 is in healthcare, but I'm creative like you. I feel guilty literally all of the time. You know, because education is expensive. I was the first person in my family actually to like, you know, really graduate from college and like have a plan to do something. So I did feel really bad about like kind of going into interior design. My grandma's actually so happy because we actually talk about like design all day long and I get her feedback on projects. So it's really amazing. I think just do the thing that like makes you happy. And that means that like you have the experience to like go back and do that thing if like design or whatever creative outlet you have like doesn't work out as your full-time job. I think, you know, everything is worth a try. I don't live your life like having what ifs, just try everything out and then make sure that you have backups, you know, get your education if you're able to do so, get that skill set just in case things don't work out. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. The Home Goods here in NJ are nothing compared to those who have Jacqueline. I know. I've been to the Home Goods in New Jersey, and they're just like, I don't understand. So there's one Home Goods store near King of Prussia in Pennsylvania, and that Home Goods is actually pretty good. It's pretty massive. So if you have the time, drive over there. Is there a way to make empty wall space functional without drilling holes? That's by Lolly7407. So yeah, so what you can always do is you can put art up using like command strokes or Velcro or something like that. And to get them off the wall, just get your blow dryer and heat it up and it should peel off really easily. Also, if you can't drill, like put up tapestries. In our apartment in college, we actually had a tapestry that we got from Five Below. You can frame that out and kind of call it a day. You can also hang stuff with thumbtacks. Do what's practical for your life. A thumbtack hole is really tiny, and if the art's not expensive, it's gonna work. Thank you so much, everyone. You all are so kind. London, do you ever think you'll do room makers for family, friends, etc. for videos after the pandemic? Yes. So I am almost fully vaccinated, which is really exciting, as are a lot of people around me, which I'm really grateful for. So I do plan to get into people's homes. I'm actually going to do something like on YouTube or on my website that's like a casting call. So if you're like local to me or in the DMV, if you want me to come help design your home and you want to be on YouTube, I will make that an option because I really want to work with you guys. I love giving like advice over the camera, but I also want to like help you do things in real time in your own home because of course I can get instruction, but sometimes it's easier to just like have someone do that for you. And I think that would make us all so happy. Linda Joe wants to know what she can use as a focal point in the living room with no TV or fireplace. I think you can use art. I think art is a great thing. You can have like a statement something. I love statement mirrors. I love statement art. You can always do like a big console. You could do sculptures. You can do anything that you like. It's all about the things that you really, really enjoy. Which dining table is better for a small space, round, rectangular, or square? Dominican Queen, I think it just kind of depends on like the shape of your space. If you have a really small space, I say like get like a bistro table, so just like a round pedestal table, or you can put two chairs on either side and just kind of push it up against the wall. Oh, I love this question. How do you reconcile wanting a modern interior when your home exterior looks like a country cottage or a different style? So I don't think it matters as much the exterior of your home. I think it's kind of like jarring when you walk in if it's like completely different, but I don't think it matters as much. But if the interior of your home has like a structure that is just like pointing you towards a design style, I feel like you are more inclined to lean into it. So for example, our house has like a lot of exposed piping and reclaimed wood and all that stuff. So like if I wanted to do like boho, it just kind of like doesn't make sense, right? Because we have all of that metal. So just factor that in. But I don't think the exterior has as much to do with it. It's all about what's on the inside. Hi, Patty. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Welcome. My paint color is Worldly Gray by Sherwin-Williams on the walls, and then the trim is Ivory Lace, also by Sherwin-Williams. Vondez wants to know, how do you feel about different color scheme for each room? I think that that is fine if you have more of like a closed floor plan. If you have an open floor plan, it doesn't really work. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Jessica is a first-time home buyer. You have navy leather sofa and a love seat. Ideas on how to style the room. I think it depends on like what style of leather sofa it is. Is it a Chesterfield? Is it one of the big puffy sofas? Give me a little bit more information, please. Someone asked about where do you put guest towels in the bathroom? I didn't see the question, but I see a response to it. I think it depends on how you want to treat your guest. That sounded funny. I think sometimes you can put a tray out and roll up your towels and be really dramatic about it. You can also just put them kind of like on like the hooks you have in the bathroom and just show them the towels. I mean, it depends on if you're trying to look like a hotel or you're going to be a practical person. I also find that there tend to be a lot of linen closets in like guest room bathrooms. So they can just stick their hands in there. Favorite place to get urns? I will say that obviously Home Goods is a great place. At Home, so At Home Store, it's like a funny name because you're like, what? They have tons of urns. You just have to really look through it. Restoration Harbor also has really good urns, but they can be pretty pricey. Can the Ektorp couch fit in a modern or Scandi living room? I will look that up. Sorry, I can't remember what it looks like off the top of my head. I apologize. Amber wants to know what I studied in college. So I studied, I was a biochemistry major. So I studied biochemistry. I took a lot of biology classes. I took statistics. I took biochemistry. I took chemistry. I took all of those things. In my free time, I took a lot of anthropology classes and paleontology classes because that's just like what gets me excited. I also took a lot of history classes because that's what I really enjoy. Growing up, I was like determined to be a paleontologist, but my grandma said no. What do you think about arch floor lamps? Are they dated? I really like them. People say they're out. I like them. Do you think it's okay to layer rugs? Tara, yes, I definitely do layer rugs. If you have a space that's conducive to that, I think it works really well in eclectic design. And of course, do it if you have wall-to-wall carpeting and you want to add some more color to the floor. Rogers Matthews wants to know, do you have any tips on keeping your home, desk, workspace aesthetic while functional? I think obviously I'm biased, but I think modern design is the best for that because everything is really clean line. I would probably get like a really like modular black desk with like a computer stand, your like pad, a few vases, some picture ledgers, and call it a day. Have you ever fired a client or quit a job? So I would never put anything in that language. I don't necessarily fire clients or anything like that. I think, you know, I want to be able to make my client's vision come to life. And if I feel that I don't have the ability to do so, or I feel like maybe we're not communicating as well as we could, obviously I try to remedy that. But if we aren't a perfect match, then I, you know, give them some references to other people if they want to work with them. But of course, if they want to continue to work with me, that's fine with me. We just find a better way to communicate. Virginia wants to know how many times you've redesigned your living space. Literally 1 million times. I believe that. Wesley wants to know how I feel about Japandi. I think it looks really nice. Hi, Sophie. Sophie wants to know how I got into interior design and started building your clientele. I just started asking people if I could design their homes, and sometimes they said no, and sometimes they said yes. I started doing like a lot of rendering and teaching myself the software. And then I also just started posting on YouTube. Again, I think YouTube can be like really, really like daunting, but like I used to post videos and like the only person who'd be watching it would be like my wife. She'd watch it like 20 times to make me feel better. And that's just how I got better. Yes, I would never ever fire a client. I love working with you all. It's your home, right? It's such an overwhelming thing, and like, why would I just want to help, right? It's okay for you to be overwhelmed. It's okay for you to have a ton of questions. That makes sense to me. I know that I would. Yeah, I'm happy to do some RH decorating for renters. I really do want to do some more renter friendly videos. Because a lot of my things, I'm like, oh, I just knocked this whole wall down. That's not practical. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. Ruthie, congratulations on your new home. That is so, so, so exciting. The living room is dark red. Would a light colored sectional be okay in the space? So I definitely do want you to do a light colored sectional because that room is dark. So we want to brighten it up in every single way that we can. So definitely do that, please. Yes, Stephanie, please send me a picture of that. I would love to see that. Thank you so much, Cherise. Have a nice night. Tony wants to know, are there any design styles or decor items that you consider timeless? I think traditional design is timeless. I think fantastic. A lot of people like don't like traditional design, but I think it's amazing. It's regal. The furniture is also just like so much better made. There is nothing like a 50-year-old dresser that like everyone in your family has used and it doesn't have a crack in it. So it's timeless not only because it looks good, but because the quality is amazing. Thank you so much, Alex. I'm so happy to hear that. Sable30 wants to know best stuff material for dogs. Get a performance fabric. Stab by Casanova said performance fabric was going to be the word of the year. I mean, phrase of the year, and I think she's right. Obviously, that's an amazing thing to go with because you can pretty much get any stain out of it. It is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it. Ruthie wants to know when I will have a line of fabric furniture accessories. I don't know, Ruthie, not anytime soon, but let's speak that into existence. Thank you so much, Virginia. I think that like seeing like the relationship aspect of design is really important, because it's not just me who lives here. I can love modern design, I can love whatever, but my wife also has to be here, my dog also has to be here, our children one day have to be here. So it also has to be like conducive to their lifestyles as well. I don't want my wife to feel uncomfortable in her own home. So having her a part of like my design process is really important. I come up with things all the time and she's like, no, we're not doing that. And that's okay. Rachel, you have a navy sofa with navy curtains and white walls. Is that cute? What color rug would you suggest? I might say maybe add some like white shears in there, or like, excuse me, or add just like something, brighter in color, because you do have a lot of navy. And I think we need to, switch it up a little bit more. Do I frame and display family pictures in your home? I think it adds a personal touch, but rarely see designers have pictures around their home. So I don't in my own home, because my grandma and I FaceTime literally every single day. I don't need to see pictures of her because we're talking on the phone. But I think that family photos are fine. I like to incorporate them in like a true family room, sometimes a dining room, in hallways and in staircases. Yes, I'm doing my best to respond to everyone. I'm trying to read as quickly as I can. You got your cater bully. That is amazing. I am so happy for you. His work is incredible. And I really believe it is worth every cent. I read a lot of bad reviews of our house. What is your experience with them? I will be completely transparent here. I am currently working with our house. So obviously I am biased in that I'm working with them. I obviously like their stuff. I think people can have a range of experiences with all different companies with customer service. I think it's important to be patient because it is COVID. Things take longer. And that's all I have to say about that. My opinion doesn't really matter that much. Shop places where you feel confident, and interacting with those people. But I really like the store personally. What are your thoughts on hairpin tables? I think they're, trendy, I guess. I think they're nice. I don't really like them, but I think that they look nice, especially in mid-century modern and industrial design. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. KB, what happened to your RH coffee table? It is sitting in a closet with the doors closed, and I'm just not going to open the closet. Thank you. If you're ever looking for RH dupes, go on Wayfair and search Gray Lee. They are a company that creates tons of restoration hardware dupes, especially for the more traditional restoration hardware furniture. So look there. What is the best place to buy mid-century rugs? I'm honestly not too sure about that because I don't work in too many mid-century places, but I think rugs that you see in mid-century homes a lot of times kind of have like what they call like a tribal design. That's what they call it. I'm not making any judgments about that, but you can find things like that on Rugs USA. They also have a ton of them, I think, at West Elm as well. Ethan Allen. So Ethan Allen is great. One of the beds actually in one of the renditions of our guest room was from Ethan Allen, and the furniture is just super sturdy, but it is fairly expensive. I'm having so much fun, you guys. I'm talking and talking and talking. I love it. Kara, no, Arvin and I do not plan our videos. Arvin is lovely, though. My posting schedule is just Monday and Friday, and I think his is as well. I think it's just the days that work because creating a YouTube video is, a lot of work. So I think it just stretches out the time in between videos fairly well. How to warm up a black and white kitchen, get some greenery, get some florals in there, get some life in there. I think you can always put art in a kitchen and you can have a lot of decor scattered around if you have the space. And your kitchen doesn't have to be black and white. You could paint it a different color if you wanted to. KB, what do you think about Art Deco? I love Art Deco. For the restoration hardware dupe, I'm going to type it in the chat. Cloud dupe recommendations other than Living Spaces. So I will say I've never actually tried the Utopia sofa from Living Spaces, but my good friend on Instagram, Hannah Kirk Interiors, who you should follow because she's amazing, she has and she really likes it. So from Value City Furniture, if you're here on the East Coast, they do have the sofa that I have. I'm spacing on the name for a second. I can't find it right now. And then they also have one from Bob's Discount Furniture. It's called the Dream. They also have one from Ashley Furniture. They have the Tanavi and the Sevesto. I think that that's correct. Maybe Babe is here watching and will tell me the name of our sofas because I can't remember. It's nice to see you all live as well. I like to think that I'm exactly the same, you know, in my videos as I am in person, but it is your opportunity to see. Amy wants to know what my feelings are about picture ledges. I love picture ledges. I think they're super cute. I think it's a great way to like concentrate decor in one area, and it prevents you from having to put too many holes in your wall if you're in like a renter space or something to that effect. Babe texted me, guys. She's gonna tell me. The plush sectional. Thank you, Babe. Babe is amazing. Babe is amazing. We have the plush sectional from Value City Furniture. I forgot to tell you guys, this is going in a video soon, but since you're here, I'm going to tell you right now. Target now has a cloud sofa dupe, everyone, and it's super affordable. There are no reviews yet because no one has bought it yet, but they do have one. So I'm excited about that. How do you deal with having to put up posters of things your partner wants but not for you? I think it's all about compromise. I will say that I tend to win. My favorite relationship like compromise like tactic is I say, so if you don't like what I have here, what do you want to do instead? Like you have to have a solution if you're going to reject my design idea, and I feel like that's a good way to go about it. Magdalene wants to know if I have any DIY starter kit suggestions. Yes. So I actually just made a video about this, or no, I have a video about this way back. I also have a highlight on it on Instagram, but I also did a video recently about like homeowner essentials. And I think like the essentials you need for home owning are the same that you need for DIY. And then on my Amazon storefront, there are also the things there. You don't have to buy the things, but it should give you a comprehensive list of things that you would need for a DIY project or any DIY project. Yeah, I do design sessions for everything. We do styling, we figure out like color schemes. Some people have an empty house, some people have like a fully decorated house and they just want to tweak like little things. The design sessions are entirely about you. I do my best to respond to every DM and every email I get, but I'm also a human being and I can't always get to everything. So I think that this just gives us like dedicated one-on-one time to figure things out. All my design sessions are with me specifically. You're sitting with me, talking to me in my home. And it's a really personal and transparent experience. What's your best rack for faux plants that actually look real, like faux eucalyptus plants or olive? They always look so fake. So I think you're right. I think the faux plants that always look real are like the waxy plants. So the succulents, the aloe vera, things like that, that I would say like look fake, like the real ones look fake. They are really good faux plants to get. Thank you, Sin, for saying my skin looks great. This is not a makeup channel, this is a design channel, but if any of you are on TikTok, that Kat Von D foundation is going viral and I bought it and it's worth the hype. Someone wants to know how you create a cohesive theme in an open concept living, dining, and kitchen. I think you get furniture pieces that like really separate the space. So like if you really want to separate my space, I have the dining table and I have these sofas. Put like a console or something behind the sofa to really like separate the two spaces, even though it's open, and have like different themes. Like my dining area is a little bit more black and white, while over there's a little bit more color. So that's kind of how I do it. Aesthetic pet beds, Van. So I love the idea of aesthetic pet beds, but I'll be completely honest, my dog does not like it. My dog has like 10 beds and like his comfort is the most important thing to me. I don't care if I've spent all day designing my home. If he wants to sit in the middle of the floor, it's his world. I just live in it. Melly wants to know, what paint do you suggest for painting a tabletop? I think it depends on your design style. Tell me more. Thank you so much, everyone. Chosen wants to know how you style a dark blue sofa. What color palette would you use? I probably would add some beige on there and some light gray to kind of brighten it up a little bit. How have your DIY borax crystals held up over time? Mine have held up really well. A mistake that I made the first time that I've been like really like transparent about, is that I didn't let them dry completely, and I think that that's really important. A good way to help them stay even longer is to actually spray them with like a polyacrylic or something like that. It keeps them durable. They should last for years. I think year 3 they get a little bit more murky. But honestly, I will say by year 3 you probably like switch design styles. Julie wants to know the best couch for a small condo with a dog, please. I will think about this. I think leather is always great for a dog if he doesn't have too long of nails. Jennifer, do you have a super chat or PayPal where you can support your channel? No, I do not. I have everything I need. I really appreciate the sentiment. Donate your money to shelters and stuff like that. Spend some more money on your loved ones. I have everything I need. All I need from you is your support here on YouTube. I really appreciate you taking the time out of the day to watch my videos and listen to what I have to say. Thank you. Yolanda wants to know if I've ever used resin and if I have any pointers. So I've only used resin once, and it was really babe. She was trying to do like resin flowers for me, which I really appreciated. But there were too many bubbles in it, so we haven't mastered it. But I think we are going to buy some more soon and figure it out, because I really want to do like a big floral piece. And those resin, like the big floral arrangements in resin are like $500, and I'm like, why? if the faux flower is $2, if the vase is $1, how did we get to $500? I literally don't understand. What would you suggest for a modern console or sideboard, and from where? So Jody, I would say look at the outlets first from all the luxury stores, because they're made out of good wood. I would say that honestly, DIY one. That's like the easiest DIY to start with, and you get something super duper custom, I think. A lot of the consoles these days online, they're not made of wood. There's so much gapping. They're not well made. They're going to fall over, and I don't want that. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Again, I'm just like a normal person, you know, and I'm doing my best to answer every question, but if I don't get to it, send me a DM, leave me a comment. I will try my best to answer them all. Since you're so used to decorating a smaller space where you live, would you be overwhelmed in decorating a 2,000 square foot house one day? So my house is actually that size. So size doesn't really matter. I actually think bigger houses are easier to decorate, because when you have a smaller space, everything has to be a whole lot more intentional. Have you thought about doing sessions with Havenly or Mozzie to expand your offerings? Jason, thank you for the question. I have not. So again, I'm an entirely self-taught interior designer. So I don't have like a degree saying that like I know how to do the renderings and stuff like that. And one day I'm sure I will get there, but right now, no. And I think I want to provide a different interior design experience. Again, I acknowledge that interior design is really inaccessible. I like to create the luxe look for less. I create really luxurious, expensive rooms for people. And I also do rooms on a budget. And I think that when you're working with like a more streamlined service, you don't always get that. There's not everyone willing to hear, oh, my budget's only $500. Like, but can you still help me? So I want to keep working, you know, by myself for myself, so that I can make that possible for everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. You are too kind. Gloria wants to know if I have thoughts on choosing a regular 3-person sofa versus an L shape when having open concept and big windows. So I think sectionals are fine. I think sectionals just like close off a space more. So I'm more inclined to do a sofa, just like a normal sofa with accent chairs or parallel sofas. I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing, but I think it just depends on how many people you're entertaining all the time. If you're buying any furniture online, read the reviews, because reviews you never know who like the clientele is. And I say that all the time when people are looking at like cloud sofa dupes. They're sold at like these normal furniture stores where they're just people who just like want to buy a recliner, right? So they're like, hey, this doesn't recline. This, I got stuck, right? So if a store isn't geared toward that design style, people aren't always like making reviews with like that style in mind. So read reviews, look at price, look at materials. Like if someone's trying to sell you a wooden console, but it actually in the description says wood veneer and it's $2,000, there's something wrong there. Kate wants to know if I can recommend any vintage or antique shops back in Maryland. Yes. So go to Second Chance. It is this phenomenal, phenomenal warehouse in Baltimore, Maryland. It's right before you get on the highway down by M&T Bank Stadium, and it's architectural salvage. So they get things from churches and schools and museums, and they have like art pieces and all this random amazing stuff, and you can get it really affordably there. The questions are coming in quick. Okay, let me scroll back. Sorry. Amy wants to know how I got into my aesthetic. So COVID happened and we were in the house. I was doing school from home, Babe was working from home and doing her studies from home. And it just was like, it was too much. There was too much clutter. There was just too much stuff. And I just kind of like did like an inventory being like, do I need this? Do I not need this? Do we use this? Does Babe like this? Do I like this? And we kind of dwindle things down. And as things got more like black and white and really clean and crisp, I just like felt more like productive and just like good. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I also just think it looks amazing. I love the staged look. I like it. I know that a lot of people say that it doesn't have character, but it just like, I like it. I like the clean lines. I like that everything has a place. I don't know. It just appeals to me. Yes, you can DIY anything. Sometimes it takes time. You guys, right now, I am on the verge of ripping out something huge in my house and starting over and seeing if I can figure it out. So maybe you will all give me the confidence to do so. Valentina wants to know how I got got past being scared to have a client. I think just put yourself out there. You don't have to, your first client is not going to be the client that you make, thousands and thousands of dollars off of, right? Your first client can be someone that you help for free. And just saying like, hey, this is my vision. Can I make it happen? What I like to do is I like to make mood boards and renderings. And then the second I'm done, if I see exactly what I saw in my head, exactly what I drew or articulated in that software come to life, then like my confidence is built. And that's how like I become more and more confident. So that's where I think you should start. Hello, everyone. Can you talk about designing a walk-in closet space to look like an upscale dressing room? I think add some seating, add some lighting, and add some like glass shelving and not just like normal like closed closet doors. I have a lot of thoughts on that. I really want to do a walk-in closet. There's so many things I want to do. Can I come over? Has anyone here purchased a rug, lady? Someone wants to know that. Where price do you love it? I actually just got a new rug for my guest room. I got it from Rugs USA. I love it. If you're here in Pennsylvania or in Pittsburgh, I suggest checking out World of Rugs. It's amazing. My neighbor actually is like the manager there, and I don't get a discount, so that's not impacting what I'm saying. But he just like knows so much about rugs, and he helps you with color scheme. And they also have so many different colored floors, so you can see like what the rug would look like on your floor. So that's a really good experience to have. Do you recommend any mid-century modern stores in Philly? Omar, I don't know of any in Philly because I didn't really buy that much furniture in Philly. I was in college, so I like had my IKEA bed and that was kind of it. What software do I recommend? SketchUp if you can afford it. Obviously, you can use Photoshop and any of the other Adobe things. If you're still in college or you work with a university, you can get all of those softwares actually through the university for free. And if you want something totally free, homestyler.com is my go-to place. Thank you so much, everyone. Any renter-friendly, high-end media entertainment center recommendations or hacks? My favorite actually entertainment center is like from the Besta or Besto collection from IKEA. That is my #1 recommended actually media system. It's expensive for IKEA, but it holds up super well. It looks super luxe, and there's so many different configurations, so you don't feel like you have the same thing that everyone else has. Scarlett wants to know if I've ever seen someone refurbish a round wooden table by adding a natural stone on top. I haven't, but that sounds amazing, and I think you should do it. Someone said they got a 100% wool rug from Home Depot. I was actually in Home Depot today, and they have amazing rugs, so definitely check those out. I have to take a sip of this Gatorade because I've been talking nonstop, and my mouth is dry. You're all too kind. This is so much fun. I'm having so much fun. Obviously, being on the internet can be really daunting, and you really open yourself up to criticism, but I feel like we've curated such a lovely, amazing, supportive, knowledgeable community, and I'm really grateful for all of you. I wish I could thank you all individually, but know that I do appreciate you. Monica wants to know if I plan on moving. Not right now. This is definitely not our forever home, but we haven't been here for too long. So we're going to stay here, I think, until we decide to have kids or something to that effect. Obviously, like, I want, to have my own company and all that stuff. So as like my business grows and as my wife gets further in her career, I think we're going to move and, build a beautiful house and kind of go from there. Crystal wants to know, do I provide furniture sourcing in your design sessions? So I do not provide full furniture sourcing in my design sessions, but I do offer e-design as well. But in the sessions, we can look at furniture together. Like, I will be like, oh, I think this sofa will look good. I'll share my screen, I'll show it to you. That's not like an additional cost. If we're doing it during the session, it's fine. It just doesn't come with anything after the session. You do get a summary, but it doesn't come with full sourcing. London wants to know if he or she can mix the RH vibe and boho. I've never seen it done. I feel like that makes me think of like RH, like outdoor sort of situation. So I feel like you could do it. I think it would have to be really, really intentional. April wants to know if you can make a super traditional piece of furniture and make it modern by sanding it down and painting it black. 100%. That's what we did. When we were still in college, we didn't have that much money. We got like these nightstands from my wife's family that they said that we could like sand down or whatever. We sanded them down. We spray painted the hardware gold. They looked amazing to me. Have you seen the new Harlanda couch from IKEA? It seems really neutral and cozy. I have seen it. I can't recall it off the top of my head, and I don't want to open a new tab, but I feel like I know I've talked about it, which means that I like it. Lisa wants to know, have you ever considered doing your own art and selling it? I like the large canvas look you created. So I actually, not like for profit, but I have one of my subscribers who's amazing. He reached out to me and he wanted me to make a piece of art for him. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And I tried and I couldn't figure out how to ship it without like the art, like, collapsing on itself. And I wanted to keep it affordable. So I haven't figured it out yet, but my channel is also all about like DIY. So I also want to teach you how to make your own art so that it is really accessible and affordable. I actually not been doing DIYs because I've had some health problems. So I've had really bad problems with my hands. This is why I haven't been doing DIY projects. It's not that I don't like them anymore. This is still a DIY and interior design YouTube channel, but I am feeling better. I have gotten the help that I need. So I will be back with DIYs very, very soon. William wants to know my thoughts on board and batten walls. I like board and batten walls. I think they look great. I have one in my bathroom and I don't regret it. Gloria wants to know if I do design sessions for people living outside the US. Of course. When you go to book, you just have to select your time zone, and that shows you my schedule. And I'm really flexible. You guys know me. I just like want to help everyone. So like if I have a time that doesn't really work for you and you have an extenuating circumstance, send me an email and we'll see if we can work something out. Yes, Second Chance is amazing. My grandma loves it. My grandma doesn't like to go anywhere with me because she thinks all the furniture I buy is way too expensive, which is fair. But she will go to Second Chance with me in Baltimore. Yeah, Value City Furniture does have good items. I don't think everything is great, but so the Cater Bowley pieces, they'd actually been sitting in that Value City Furniture forever. And the guy who sold them to me, he was like, why would you want that? But I bought them and everyone loves them. So there you go. Thank you, Cameron, for that compliment. Am I a freestanding bathtub gal or a tub shower combo gal? I really like a freestanding bathtub. We have like a like a bathtub shower combo in the guest room. It is what it is. But I love a good claw fit tub. That's what I grew up with, and I loved it. Yes, someone wants to know if I ever do those sessions for free. So when I hit 100K, if I hit 100K, that is something that I want to do. I want to do some giveaways of my design sessions. Hopefully we get there soon. I would really appreciate it if you guys help me get there. Ooh, Heather, what does the rug look like? Oh, it's a ruggable. I've heard good things about ruggables. In my condo building here, we have a ruggable in the front and it's held up really well. I wouldn't know that it was a ruggable unless someone told me. Hi, Manuel. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching my channel. And Jasper wants to know about the frames, the art frames or my glasses frames. Buckeye Black wants to know if you have to stick with one design theme throughout an entire house. Again, if you have like, if you don't have an open concept, if you have really defined rooms, you don't have to have the same style throughout. One of my best friends growing up had like a house that had different themed rooms. So one was like Nantucket, one was like true ocean themed, another one was like dark and moody. You can do whatever it is you want. Mila wants to know what I think about the IKEA closet. If you're talking about the pack system, I think it's great. There are tons of like packs, like upcycles that people do all the time. They're just really good. They're not too hard to put together. I think it's actually worth paying IKEA to do it. I would do that too if my closets were big enough, but they are not. It isn't just you. A black fabric sectional is difficult to find. That is definitely true. They normally are like special orders, so they take longer to come. So I feel like people aren't inclined to do that. But black, just like white, has a lot of things show up on them. So it's all about that. William just bought a house and he doesn't know if he wants to do a formal dining room or sitting room. It's right by the foyer. I mean, do you entertain a lot? I love a good sitting room, but it's all about how you live your life. My eyeglasses are Tom Ford from Nordstrom. They were fairly affordable. They're $154. I sent them out to Lensable and they replaced them for me. I'm sorry that your wallet is giving me the side eye. I'm so sorry. I try to keep things affordable. How do we get throw pillows to stand up chopped on leather sofas? I think having like a really textured pillow cover, and again, just getting a pillow that's really dense and overstuffed will help it stay up. Marlene wants to know if I have any tips on buying from Facebook Marketplace. Set reminders. So I'll type in, I have like reminders for Restoration Hardware, Pottery Barn, West Elm, coffee tables, dining tables. There are all these keywords that you can type in and have it set reminders for. So if something in your radius pops up, it'll send you a notification. Do I know of any good antique stores in New Jersey? No, I didn't go to New Jersey that often, like I said, just for the Wegmans. So sorry about that. But one of my like best interior design friends, Catherine Abreu, I'll put her name in the chat. She lives in New Jersey, so I feel like she'd be a really good resource for that. I'm going to wrap up this live call in a few minutes. So if you have any last minute questions, let me know here. Guys, I do want my own TV show. I don't know what I do, but I literally just want to like decorate homes all day long. My confidence has kind of been low about like getting into other people's homes, but I'm trying to do it too. Like trying to do it now, trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. I know how to do the software, so I'm just going to do it. So if you live near Pittsburgh or anywhere near there, when you come over, let me know. I'm coming over. Billy bookcases from IKEA, black or white? Definitely black. Those copycat dining chairs from Wayfair, do you trust the quality? My favorite copycat chairs are the ones from Amazon. I think I trust the quality because I trust the quality for the price. Let me say that. You get what you buy. Obviously, my channel is about the Lux Look for Less, but I also don't ever try and tell you that IKEA is the exact same quality as Our House or Ethan Allen. So, Yes, I'm going to save the live so that you can watch it 100%. Are the gray paints going out of style? I don't think that they're going out of style. I think that gray is just kind of a difficult color to decorate around long term. Where to source big art? Greatbigcanvas.com is a really, really, really good resource. Yes, thank you so much. I really want to get to 100K. Not for any particular reason, just because I like growing my community, because there are more people that I get to interact with. You guys seriously are my best friends. I see all of you who comment. I know your names. I hear your feedback. And I'm just really excited to keep creating content for you guys. I have so many good ideas. And I just want to be like, just like a positive resource here on YouTube. That's kind of what I'm aiming to be. And now that like my hands are better, my health is better, I can get back into some DIY projects. And I just kind of want to take you guys along for the ride. What did you say the Target Cloud dupe is called? Babe, could you remind me of what it's called, please? I'm waiting for Babe to text me about the dupe from Target, but we're going to have a video on that very soon. Also, since we're still here, do Mondays and Fridays work for you guys for posting time? Would you like me to post more often? Are there days that like work better for you? I will tell Babe that you said hi. No worries. Babe. Hopefully she's looking them up. I'm so sorry because I've never gone live before and I don't know what. She texted. Here we go. Okay, it's called the Allendale Modular Sectional Sofa. I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. I will post about this on my Instagram when I'm done. And I'm going to do like a little recap of the live over on there too. Babe is not here in this live, but Babe is with me on live on Instagram all the time. She is honestly like the more important member of this duo. She's amazing. I wouldn't have been able to pursue design without her. She's been so supportive in all of my life changes. So she's the best. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I do want to get to posting some more. I'm really excited to do that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This was amazing. Again, I could not ask for a more supportive audience. I'm going to be over on Instagram for a little bit too, if you guys want to chat there. But thank you so much. I will leave this up and leave any of your questions in the comments. I will leave this up. Comment on any of my videos. We are friends, you all. We're friends. I'm a real person. You're real people. Have a beautiful night. Bye.